What creates a good restaurant to get those people through the door?
I mean, honestly, one of the number one things that creates a great restaurant or bar is well, there's three things that I see it as. One is the atmosphere across the board. You've got to have a great atmosphere for people to come into. Two is all about the staff and the training level of the staff that are in there. And three is all about being consistent in the product that you're going to serve. I mean, if I serve you a great burger on a Tuesday night and you leave that restaurant and you say, "Oh my God, how about that? What's up with this guy? That was out of this world." And then you bring five friends back on a Friday night, it sucks, then I suck. That's it. I'm not consistent in that. So you've got to be consistent in product. The other thing is that, people really have to start. People talk about paying attention and they talk about steps of service and they talk about training their staff, but there's very little follow through when that happens. So if you think about it, I open a restaurant up. Before I open that restaurant, I spend 2 weeks training my entire staff. Okay. I bring everybody in. I've got managers. I've got liquor reps. I've got food reps. We're talking about product. We're walking through menus. We're creating each dish. We're showing, we're teaching, we're training. Fast forward 2 months, 2 months. And the next level of that, it's already broken down from a 2 week period down to a 5 day period, if you're lucky. And then think about the average server. The average server comes in and they say, "Hey, we're going to have you follow Joe here for 4 days so that you can get everything that it is that we're talking about. And then we're going to put you on the floor and you're going to trail with this person and go through all that." And then you fast forward to 6 months and it's like, "Hey, have you ever worked in a restaurant before?" I mean, it's like the follow through with training just never, it just stops after that initial opening. So one of the things that I talk with my clients about is daily pre-meals, where we talk about what our goal is for the day, whether it be a sales goal, whether it be a food goal, whether it be a liquor goal, whatever it is that we want to do for that day. We want to talk about what our goals are for the day. And then the other part of that is being able to train your staff. Hey, just so you guys know, today we're going to talk about Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon comes from this grape, from this region, from here. Let's taste it. I want you guys to taste this so we know what we're talking about. Today, we're going to talk about Mezcal. Mezcal is not a tequila. Mezcal is this. This is what this is. This is the product. Today, we're going to talk about the number one selling item on our menu, which is going to be, I have no idea, risotto. Risotto is actually the method of cooking the rice. The typical rice that's used is arborio. It comes from the Po River. It comes from here. Like, educating your staff on the things that you want them to know, constantly create the upsell. Too many restaurants want to have upsell without education. Today, I want whoever sells the most bottles of wine today wins. Meanwhile, I get out there and I'm 21 years old and I have no idea what the difference is between a rosé and a Cabernet. So it's like, train your staff to get them out there to be able to talk to your guests and really do it on the educated way. How many times have you walked into a restaurant, sat down, taken a look at the menu and said, "Hey, can I have that without?" And one of the first responses is, "Well, let me check with the kitchen." If you're checking with the kitchen, then the chef has not done their job to teach the staff what is in the menu that they created. Okay. That's like going to medical school and learning from a surgeon who doesn't actually show you what is involved in the surgery. Just doesn't make sense to me. And then the other part of it is ambiance, man. Too many people let their staff choose the music. Too many people let their staff choose the lighting. And too many people let their staff create the rules of what the restaurant are. Number one, inspect what you expect. The oldest saying in any corporate, in any world, in any corporate driven restaurant, all comes down to inspect what you expect. When I walk into a restaurant, the first thing I look at is the lights. How are the lights at 5 o'clock? How are the lights at 9 o'clock? The second thing I take a look at is, how is your music? What is your music level? What kind of music is playing? If I'm walking into a sports bar and I'm walking in and all I hear is the TV on that's talking about the game that happened last night, no, that should be on closed caption. You should have music in the background for the people that aren't watching that TV. Like, too many people don't pay attention to that. The other thing is allowing your staff to choose the music for the restaurant. I mean, why not allow them to pick the menu at the same time? Why not allow them to pick pricing for what it is that they want to do? Because you like a different music than I do, but neither one of those match our concept. So you got to find music that matches your concept. And with that comes along, a lot of people don't pay attention to a little thing called BPM, which is the beats per minute that happen in music. If I walk into a restaurant and my music's like, ba-na-na, ba-na, ba-na, da-na, I'm going to sit in your restaurant and I'm going to hang out there for 2 or 3 hours because that's what you're telling me to do. Your music is dictating my energy level for what's going to happen. If I change that a little bit to ba-na-na, ba-na, 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 now my energy level rises. Now I'm eating a little bit faster, I'm talking a little bit faster, and I'm drinking a little bit faster. So by paying attention to the music that you have in your restaurant, it's going to make a huge difference in the retention of the guests that are coming in, how long they stay, and whether or not the energy level within the restaurant is going to be uprising. It's going to be fun and lifting. That's what you want.